My name's Charlotte Pete. I've been working at Alcatara as an engineering co-op student for the last 4 months as part of the internship program. I really enjoyed my time here at Alcatara. Everyone's been really welcoming. It's a really positive work environment here. I've been able to learn a lot about the industry, and I've had a lot of really great exposure and made some new connections, and I'm leaving with a better understanding of what engineering can look like as a career. I was able to help out with a couple different projects here. A lot of what I was working on was piping and instrumentation diagrams. I got to practice reading them and making them. I also practiced my technical writing skills to outline and defend the projects I was working on. I learned about project management and budgeting. I assisted with equipment selection and procurement for the projects I was working on. I also did some research, and even though I didn't oversee any project from start to finish, I feel like I got to participate and observe in projects of various sizes and at all stages. The biggest highlight for me has been definitely the people I've been able to work with here. Like I said, everyone's been super welcoming and supportive of my future goals, whether they were related to Aquaterra or not. I've gotten a lot of really valuable career advice and exposure from my direct supervisors and anyone that I've worked under. It's felt like the focus here was really my professional development, not just what I could do for Aquaterra, and that's been a big highlight for me. I am planning to graduate next spring, and then I'll be looking at jobs in process engineering. I'd like my work to focus on reducing environmental impact of whatever industry I end up in. Honestly exceeded my expectations for what I've learned and what I've been able to work on. I was really glad to be able to contribute to meaningful work here and see progress in the projects I was working on. And that's not always guaranteed in an internship, especially a 4-month internship. So in that area, it definitely exceeded my expectations. Just to say thanks to everyone who made it a great term for me, and I would absolutely recommend the Aquaterra internship program to anyone looking for work experience.
My name is Miranda Samuelson, and I'm an engineering summer student with Aquaterra. It was really great. It was a super valuable experience. The environment was really welcoming, and I learned so much while I was here. I mostly worked with AutoCAD. I got to see some real experience around the job. I've definitely honed my skills in 2D and 3D modeling. I think the most fascinating thing I saw was when we got to tour the wastewater treatment plant. Otherwise, getting to see one of my first engineering design projects go to construction was so fulfilling. I'd say learning how to integrate and communicate with people who are so professional and knowledgeable in their area. I'd like to do research in either medical bioprocessing options or biological decomposition options for either oil field or the landfills. Absolutely, it met and exceeded my expectations. I never expected to see any of my projects go to construction, nor did I expect to do any 3D modeling. I came in as a first-year engineering student and was prepared to do chore-type inconsequential stuff for the entire term, but Ralph had me doing pretty substantial projects right out of the gate, and it was very exciting. Just a big thank you to Ralph and Ben and Sarah Fell, who I shared an office with, and Aquaterra in general for this great opportunity.
I'm Ralph Wolgemuth, Senior Business Development Engineer with Aquaterra, of course. And this past 4 months, I've been mentoring 2 co-op students. I do. We've got a lot of things accomplished with both Miranda and Charlotte this year. Charlotte in particular tasked her with looking at some process pieces and some chemicals and how that would impact both our infrastructure and our treatment process. And, she really dug into that and did a great job of developing a report and providing some good guidance for us to make a decision on. And it was a really good practical piece for a new chemical engineer coming in. That's her degree specialty. And so, it was something that she enjoyed and learned lots from, and got something for us as well. So both valuable for us as well as the students. And Miranda has done some modeling work, AutoCAD modeling work for us on the landfill that really is going to help us with cover and knowing where we're at with how we're filling and things like that for the current landfill cell development. So again, something we need from an operational perspective to allow us to make sure that we're doing the operations that we need to do optimally. Seeing and watching the students grow, doing things that they love, learning to do new things, stretching themselves to learn new things that maybe they haven't studied, I think, and having them be successful, that's the piece that I truly enjoy. And because I'm at that time where I want to pass on my knowledge, I want to grow good engineers, give them a solid background to where they can be solid engineers in the future once they're finished their degrees. The highlight for me is really seeing them be successful. And, when Charlotte finished her review, she really dug into it. And when she delivered her final report, this is well put together. It's well written. It's presented in a way that's easy to understand. It's got good data. It's got rationale. And then in the end, it was a, yeah, she's got it. She's nailed it. So we can now make an informed decision based on the work that she's done. So that definitely was probably the single biggest highlight for me this year. This is valuable work for us to be doing, with both Charlotte and Miranda. And, another learning for me, co-op reporting requirements. And she asked about being able to just watch what we do and how us as engineers within Aquaterra work and things like that. So got her hooked into a few of the meetings, and just as a bystander to see how we work. And you just need to be able to observe how the senior engineer works, or how other engineers interact with people, and how they bring groups to decisions. Giving them an exposure to an industry that they may not consider, and is a very good piece. The region has a lot to offer, and somebody like Charlotte, who doesn't know the area, has certainly found some things that she likes about Grand Prairie. And so I think from a recruitment perspective for Aquaterra, especially when we're looking at those senior students who are going into their last year, this is a 4-month interview process, right? And so we get to see what they do over 4 months. It's a great recruitment tool from that perspective. And, that's one of the pieces that happened to me when I started my career. Was my summer job was my interview. And so I think that's a great piece. But even just exposing them to the wastewater industry, the solid waste industry, they get exposure to the consulting world, like just what that environment is like a little bit, and we can coach them, because I think it does benefit the region to have those students look at Grand Prairie, enjoy a good summer, and say, hey, I'll consider Grand Prairie as my permanent career move.